just a second, I do need to give you your amazing fact bit. Page 28 of Amazing Facts is the Dvorak keyboard is 74% faster to type on than a QWERTY keyboard once you've completed training. I could not tell you what a Dvorak keyboard is, but there you go. If you get good at Dvorak, that's scratching the edge. Yeah. That's probably like 30% of it. Well, that's the basic understanding of it, but yeah, there's a lot. You'll love it. You'll love it. Yeah, I don't know what a different type of keyboard. Apparently, if you're proficient in it, 74% faster to type on it than a QWERTY keyboard. There are more nerve connectors in your brain than there are stars in the galaxy. Oh shit, let's not get onto space facts because I have a lot. A piece of brain tissue the size of a grain of sand contains over 100,000 neurons. That's a bit crazy. And last one, diamonds can grow inside other diamonds. Yo dog, I heard you like diamonds, so I got diamonds for your diamonds. The first example was found in 2019. I hope they were amazing facts. You know there's more stars in the universe than spoken word or noise ever made by every human combined that has ever lived ever. Going all the way back to cavemen, Neanderthals, all the way to us, right now, every single human who has ever lived, every single noise or word everyone combined has ever said, in the history of mankind, there's still more stars. Like, what the fuck is that about? Should I redeem my 5k chicken nugs for 5k space facts? Oh, that's a lot of facts. I mean, it's up to you. A lot of facts, but yeah, sure. Okay, so you get the basis of how orcs work, right? Every orc rolls different things. Some of them are really good, some of them are really bad. So one example of one that's like kind of decent, this guy, his only mortal weakness is that he's terrified of flies. That's it. Other than that, he's immune to executions, he's immune to curse, he's immune to beasts, he's enraged by executions. So not only does he take no damage for an execution, but if you try and do an execution on him, he enrages and becomes much more deadly. He's a commander, which he blows a horn and a bunch of dudes come to fight by his side. They put down war banners, making them even stronger. He can just keep calling reinforcements forever. When he fights you, if he gets you down, there's a last chance mechanic in this game, which means that if someone kills you, you have a chance to effectively resurrect yourself. Remy, welcome, dude. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. He doesn't allow you to do that. If he kills you, you're just dead. Dying command. If he dies, all of the orcs that he was controlling effectively go into a frenzy and do more damage. He can lash out with long chains and whip a bitch. And he has a crossbow. He also has mighty archers. So he has a gang of archers, but they're like super elite archers that join him. That also get enraged when he's attacked. He has a poison weapon, and then he also has a normal gang of archers. So he basically just comes with a crazy amount of archers that get enraged when you attack him. Just keeps calling reinforcements over and over again. Those reinforcements keep putting down war banners, making everyone stronger. And he just shoots the absolute bejesus out of you. So he's like quite a good orc. Okay, so that's how the orcs work. Here's where the Nemesis system gets good. This is the fortress, the fort, right? These are just your orcs that are on the field. You can go and find them just by wandering around and doing stuff. These dead ones will eventually be replaced with new black guys, and the cycle repeats forever. Looks like at the time where I struggled to sleep for 3 hours before finally drift off to sleep. We need to get rid of stars. Do you want me to continue explaining? I'll try and make the rest of it real quick, because the rest of it is kind of quick. Yeah, these are just the normal orcs that are on the field, right? And these are the ones that are in the fort. Now, what you can do is you can see these lines that are attached to different orcs. That means that this dude, so if we look at this guy, that line is over to this guy. This guy is this dude's bodyguard. You can then go get an orc and you can infiltrate this guy, for instance. So say I got this dude to infiltrate this guy. When we go to fight this guy will backstab him and help us kill him. And you can go and set your orcs to spy on other people. You can go set this orc to go kill this orc if you want. There's a chance, anytime you do any of that stuff, there's a chance that they will die. It's all just in the background calculations and stuff based on their strengths, weaknesses, level, power, all that sort of stuff. But there is a chance that your orc will just die. What will also happen is while you're just out fighting and doing questy things, these guys will just ambush you. So you're trying to do an objective, and Pug the Gutless will just come and be like, oi, you're a fuckhead guy, and start fighting you. Then this guy might hate Pug the Gutless, so he will come to fight Pug the Gutless while Pug the Gutless is fighting you. All of a sudden, there's just 2 random orcs fighting you for no reason. Then some other dude might show up, and then all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, you're fighting 3 orcs. Then, Ratak Taskmaster, who you killed, will then just come back from the dead and come up and be like, oi, you thought you killed me? You didn't. And all of a sudden, he's a legendary orc because he faked his death. Well, he didn't fake his death, but he didn't die. And so he got way stronger. And out of nowhere, you're fighting 4 orcs. That just happens. If you kill an orc, if you like behead an orc or something and he comes back from the dead, there's like a percentage roll chance of this sort of stuff. He might come back as like the Stitched, and he'll have like stitches all around his neck, putting his head back on. If you kill an orc with poison, he might come back as like the whatever the wording is, and he's like skin will all be bubbled and all this sort of shit. If you burn someone, they might come back as like the cauterized or whatever, and they'll have all like black fucked up skin, etc. Your dudes that are on your team occasionally will just betray you for no reason, and then they'll just like, you'll go on a mission, and instead of going to do the mission, they'll come and betray you, and then you have to fight them instead. There's heaps, man. There's heaps. It's really, really good. Every time you play, random stuff happens, and you have no idea, and it just happens, and it's great, and I love it. There's also fighting pit missions where you can put your orc into a fighting pit against another random orc, and you have to weigh up their strengths and weaknesses. So say you're going against the orc that is very weak to fire, you put in one of your orcs that has a fire weapon to better your odds, that sort of stuff. Anyway, these are the forts. You generally want to take out the war chiefs first, and then you can attack the fort. When you attack the fort, you literally storm the fort. You take a team of orcs with you, and you have to do objectives until you get to the boss room, effectively. You go into the boss room, you beat the boss orc that's in there, you take the fort. And you have to do this for each of the areas. It's really fucking cool. I like it a lot. It's very good. Now, we were going for this guy, I believe. We wanted to recruit this dude. And then on top of all of that's just the Nemesis system. That's literally just the Nemesis system, which is the system that makes the game work and why it's good. Then you got the whole campaign and everything on top of it. So yeah, it's very good. I need a page, Nathan, for the amazing facts. I need a page. Anyway, now that I've explained that, I'm gonna play. Let me go to Dreamland, yeah? Yeah, okay, no worries. Sorry if that took a little bit of time for anyone watching, but I thought I would try and explain it. There's more to it, but that's the general gist. 62, and now we play the game. And you can see it happening in real time. 62, okay, if the polar caps and many alpine areas worldwide... in the polar caps and many alpine areas worldwide, scientists have discovered pink snow that smells exactly like fresh watermelon. It is caused by a type of green algae that contains a red pigment. However, tempting as it may sound, they warn not eating it, as it may cause diarrhea. So there's a green algae that has a red pigment that causes pink snow that smells like fresh watermelon. There you go. Your body gives off enough heat in half an hour to boil a gallon of water, or 4 liters of water. And although no one has ever witnessed this, spiders are capable of farting. There you go. Still not having a good time? Remy? Yeah, that's fair, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Anyway, let's grab this dude. So, he is vulnerable to stealth, but he is beast-proof and curse-proof. So we can do fire, poison, arrows, and stealth on him. Fire, poison, arrows, and stealth. He's beast proof, therefore our grog that we're riding on right now doesn't help us much, but we can use him to traverse. You could anytime you can go into wraith mode and you can get like vision of what's going on, right? There he is. So let's kill our grog. I could have just topped off him, but I decided to kill him. And then we try and stealth this guy if we can. There we go. And then it was poison, arrows, and stealth, and I can't remember what the other thing. We can poison him real quick. We got to deal with his Caragors. In fact, we can take his Caragors. He's not weak to them, but it's just a distraction that we don't have to deal with. I'm out of elf shot, which is not great. Let me go get some arrows real quick.
Oh, oh, monster! You used your cursed elf magic on me! You ruined me! I will not let this go unanswered!
Okay, got my arrows. That Caragor died. That's fine. Now we can dominate him. And recruit him.
My strength for you.
And now he's on our team.
Right, I'm leaving.
At any point, you can nominate any of your orcs that you have dominated and turned onto your team. You can summon them as your bodyguard.
Miss me?
So that that poisonous archer that calls his gang of archers and all that shit that I was talking about before is my bodyguard. So I've just summoned him. I can get him to fight people for me. So if I get into a fight, he'll just get into a fight as well. But he will also just fight dudes. He's done his summon friends. So he summoned this guy with a war banner. He'll put the war banner down, making it stronger. Never mind, he dropped the war banner because these guys started attacking. He's just summoned more dudes. The only problem with the orcs when they're like on your team like this and everything is the AI is really bad. It's a cool system that you can get the orcs on your team, and rather than it just be like a statistic that you have this many orcs, they are helpful to do these type of things, and you know in the background you can send them on missions and shit. You can summon them and they can literally help you in game like this. The only problem is the AI is just really dumb. Like he will just stand there and do nothing like he's doing right now instead of shooting people. Look, he's just walking around just watching instead of doing stuff. That's the only downside. But it's cool that you can still do it.
Another patrol got pounced on by Caragors. At least it wasn't wargs, though.
So there you go. Yeah, I'm back home for Thanksgiving, which means going through withdrawals. Okay, I'm not going to really ask about that. That sounds personal. So what we're trying to do currently is we're trying to take over this fort. Which means that we have to amass an army of our own, which we do have, taking away our bodyguard, because I like to keep him on us rather than assign him to something. We do have 1, 2, 3, we only have 4 dudes. We probably want some more dudes. We probably want at least 6. So let us go and get ourselves some more orcs. None of these guys on the field right now are super amazingly good. Hawk the Biter is okay. He's weak to beasts, but he does have a few bonuses, so he's probably worth going for, actually. We'll go get Hawk the Biter. He is also bodyguard to this guy. So we can set him to backstab him, which is pretty cool. And he's currently on a mission. Oh, he's blood brothers with this dude. So this is a good thing to note as well. So his blood brother with this guy, which probably means that when we go to fight him, his blood brother is going to show up to defend him. And he's currently on a mission against this dude. Pug the Gutless and Hawk the Biter. Pug the Gutless, which is this guy, is raiding this dude's supply cache. So we go for him. We're definitely going to have to fight Pug the Gutless alongside him because they're both in the same area, in the same mission. This blood brother guy may or may not show up to defend his blood brother. And we see what happens. So let's go do it. On each map there are towers. If you go and collect the towers, which you pretty much need to do, you can then fast travel between them, so we can get a lot closer to this by just fast traveling. And on top of that, when you fast travel to a tower, you can see the orcs that are here. There's a ton of them that are dead. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 orcs that are just dead. You can choose to, when you fast travel, you can choose to advance time, and in doing that, it will make dead bodies disappear. Sometimes, not always. And then new orcs will appear instead. Otherwise, it just progresses their mission types and stuff. Okay, so one of them disappeared, and a new unknown captain came in. Anyway, I'm going to stop explaining every intricate thing about the game, because there's a lot of people here that have seen the game and probably don't want to listen to me explaining common shit. We're just going to play it, and I will just commentate like I normally do. We're also probably going to finish up soon, as it is nearly 4 PM for me.
Keep an eye on these supplies. If they fall into enemy hands, I'll take it out of your hides. Literally.
So here's the one we want. We don't want this guy.
I want those goods. I want them now.
So we take him out.
Pug.
Who... Okay, so not only is he terrified of stealth, so if we stealth attack him, he will run away like a bitch and we can kill him very, very easily. He's also terrified of flies, doing the exact same thing. However, he's also extremely soft-headed, which means he flees in terror after being shot in the head. So any of these things will make him run away and we can instantly kill him, pretty much. So, I mean, let's just shoot him in the head. It's as easy as any other thing to do. Right, that then ends the mission because he was raiding Hawk the Biter. He's no longer raiding Hawk the Biter because he's running away. Therefore, Hawk the Biter was successful, and as a reward for being successful, he gained 1 level. And now that he's terrified and running away, he's enraged by cowards. We can now kill this guy very easily.
Stay in the fight, you stupid gutbags!
Because he was terrified, he was weak, he had no strength. This guy, however, is enraged.
Hey! Gather round, lads! Now we're in for some real fun.
Hark.
Which makes him very dangerous. And the double axe dudes are actually really strong. So enraged double axe guy, a little bit maybe be afraid of him. He's arrow proof, which sucks. That's probably the worst thing to be proof of, immune of, because arrows in this game are kind of OP. His blood brother hasn't shown up, but he might. I think our best bet is Beast, so we can summon our Grog and fight him with that. Let us just get some distance. Okay, here's another orc that's shown up.
Get down from there!
Whoever this guy is.
Hark. Krosh.
It's Krosh, Gore King. You're back and locked in. Welcome back. Who seems to have a mask made out of other people's faces, which is a thing. He's vulnerable. He's shit, man. He's terrible. He has no immunities. He has no bonuses. He's not good. He does have last chance, which is annoying. He is vulnerable to stealth and beasts. So both of these guys we can crush with a beast.
Stop killing my crew, man filth! I was saving them for a special occasion.
So as I said before, this dude's blood brother might show up, and all of a sudden, instead of fighting 4 orcs, we've had to deal with 4. 2 orcs, sorry, we've had to deal with 4. He hasn't shown up yet, though. He's trying to retreat.
This is not how it's supposed to be.
Which makes the other guy enraged again.
You will be mine.
We can stop him from retreating just by beating him. Our Grog has got some issues. We can pin him in place so he can't run. Somehow I don't think he's coming back from that one. Ooh, potentially a new bow out of that. Current bow poisons enemies when we headshot them. Or has a chance to. This one gives us... Headshots always cause head explosions when hit streak is over 15. And 4 elf shot replenished when a captain becomes dazed. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna destroy that. We go back to our other orc guy, or has he disappeared? He may have... I think he left. Yeah, he left. That's fine. We can track him down. He's actually got his mission up this way now. There's also a full talent tree that you can fuck around with as well. And each of the... Actually, just to show you... Oh, hang on. We're in battle. Each of the big... can I get my mouse out for this? Yes. Each of these big icons is a skill in the game. So, for instance, this one is freeze pin. So we did this to that retreating guy, right? Shoot an enemy in the foot and it freezes them in place. And then the 3 next to it are modifiers. You can change how it works. So just by getting this, you shoot an orc in the foot and in the leg, whatever, and you freeze him in place so he can't move. Or, and then on top of that, we can either freezing him, an orc doing this, causes other enemies nearby to flee in terror. So they like, apparently that freaks them out and they run away. Or the one we're using is we can do it to orcs and beasts, so we can freeze like the bigger boys. So just so we can freeze everything effectively. Or the freeze duration is doubled, so it lasts longer. Next one is, another ability is Mighty Shot. So when our might is full, which is just one of our resources, we could just shoot a big arrow that does an explosion at the end, which doesn't actually do explosive damage or anything. It's just like, a big shockwave kind of thing. We can then make that either do fire explosion, which is what we've got equipped. So when you do it, a big thing of fire goes off, or frost, or poison. And then I'll just pick another random one. This will do. Ground finisher. So when an enemy's on the ground, you can execute them when they're on the ground. You can then modify that in 3 different ways. Way number 1 is you can keep tapping the button when they're on the ground, and you can bash the shit out of them instead of just executing them, filling up your might meter. So it's a way to get more might. But it's hard to do because normally if you're trying to do a grand execution in a team fight, if there's a bunch of orcs around, you're not going to have the opportunity to do this. This is good if you're doing one-on-ones. The one I've chosen is while we're trying to execute a ground enemy, we can still counter. So it means that when we're trying to do a grand execution, if someone comes to attack us and hits us, it gets us out of it. Whereas this, we can counter and we'll keep doing it. Or we can dominate someone that's on the ground instead. So every skill has its own little thing that you can do to make it fit more into your playstyle. So there's some skills that I just don't like, but then other people have come into stream and they're like, oh dude, why are you using that? It's so good. And I'm like, I don't like it. I like this one instead. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can do. So one last one I'll mention is Elven Agility. This just allows you to climb shit and run faster. Like, climb shit faster and run things faster as the base ability. And then it's only got 2 variations. The one I've chosen is that while we're running, we make less sound. Or no sound, so it's way easier to be stealthy. And stealth in this game is very good. Or, instead of that, we make sound now, but we can press X to dash. So, it consumes our focus, but you can catch up to people quicker. So both are viable, and sometimes this is really good. And I'm like, oh fuck, I wish I had that dash thing. But being stealthy is also just nice, that we make no sound while running. So you can tinker, tailor, soldier, maker, whatever the fuck, to do it however you want. Here is a good opportunity to show you how the worms work. Anything that has this green icon above them, or when you're in Wraith mode is green, is a worm. You just go up to them, you dominate them. You then get this view, and then you pick a black orc, an unknown captain. You go, okay, what are you? You reveal the intel. We now know everything about this guy. And that's how you find out what orcs are what. So... Ow. Actually, one more thing. One more skill that I will show is this one. So, if you just hold down circle, you'll drain an enemy and you'll heal yourself. You can either make it so that after the drain is finished, the orc will turn onto your team, and will fight for you. It's not super useful because the normal orcs are kind of shit, but you can go around and just amass like 30 normal orcs if you want, and they'll just like be on your team. Or you can have it so that instead of the orc being on your team, you get 4 arrows back, which is quite nice because arrows in this game are very, very strong, and sometimes you run out of arrows and it's like, fuck, I gotta go find more arrows. This way you can just drain a bitch and get 4 arrows back. Or you can make it so that every time you drain an enemy, it fully heals you and gives you full wrath back. So it's like a full heal. So those 3 are quite diverse. It's either fully heal yourself and fully wrath yourself up, give yourself ammo back, or turn the orc onto your team. All 3 of those are very different playstyles. I usually go for the full heal, just because this game can be very difficult, depending on what orcs you come up against with what weakness and stuff. Sometimes some orcs are hard to kill, and just being able to heal mid-fight is nice, but getting arrows back is also nice. Oh, we found a legendary that's absolutely shit. He's so bad. You can tell by the, remember, each one of these can roll up to 7. Apart from the hints, each one of these can roll up to 7. So he doesn't have any mortal weaknesses, and he doesn't have any dazed things, but he is very vulnerable to stealth and poison and beasts. So he's going to take a lot of damage from anytime there's beasts nearby, anytime poison happens, he's going to take a ton of damage. He doesn't have any enrage abilities. He is arrow proof, which is nice, but he doesn't have many class traits. He does have a ton of bonuses though. Oh, and Iron Will means that you can't recruit him, so you have to shame them. You have an option of either recruiting somebody or shaming them. If you shame them, they lose levels. They have a chance of gaining weaknesses, but it also can get rid of Iron Will. So if you... Yeah, 25 is his level, yeah. We're level 32 or something. You can only recruit orcs your level or lower. So at level 32, if there was a level 40 orc that we wanted, we can't because he's level 40. So we'd have to go fight him, dominate him, and then shame him, his level will then come down. As soon as it gets to our level, like our level or lower, we can then go and get him. But in doing shaming him, it has a chance of making him weaker. It also has a chance of making them deranged, and when they get deranged, they can get bonuses, they can get negatives or whatever, but their personality completely changes. Sometimes they don't talk anymore. All they do is just maniacally laugh. No, sorry, all they do is laugh, or like, we had a guy before that went deranged and all he could talk about is how full he is and how he's eaten too much. That's all he talks about. He's like, I'm so full, I've eaten too much, my stomach hurts, I'm so full. And that's all he could talk about is how full he is because he went deranged. There's also a chance that they will go a maniac and then they can't talk at all they do is laugh. They just non-stop laugh like a maniac, but they get cracked and they get like 1,000 cool abilities and shit. They can also get a ton of weaknesses, but they get a ton of bonuses as well, and they just become this maniac orc that's just fucking off the hook, right? But there's a very, very low chance of them becoming a maniac. So this dude, while he is legendary and he does have a pretty good set of things here, he has the Iron Will, which we'd have to get rid of. We may as well grab him, I guess. I mean, he's a legendary. Sometimes normal orcs are better than legendaries, though. Like, just because he's a legendary doesn't mean he's particularly good. Like, he's okay. He's not great. He's got a lot of weaknesses. So it's better to not go for the higher levels. If they're super high level, like if I'm level 10 and there's a level 40 orc, yeah, probably not. A, you're going to get your ass kicked fighting a level 40 orc. But B, you're probably going to have to shame him a few times to get him down to your level, and in doing so, there's a fairly good chance that you will make him weaker. So it's like a risk-reward type thing, right? Alright, let's find out who this guy is.